Hello and welcome to Ascension Yoga, where astrology meets yoga, with Doreen Foxwell, founder of the Children's School of Yoga. And hello and welcome again, Doreen, and thanks for doing this for us.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be back, Adam. I feel like I took the whole summer off from doing this for
Well, you
you.
kind of did.
Yeah, I think I did. But I'm back. I'm back.
That's
You can't get
okay.
rid of me that
We got I think 21 of your classes on a playlist. If anybody wants to go to that and do more yoga with Doreen, we have a playlist. Just pick your class and do it. But in any event,
Oh, that's
I'm gonna go bye for now, and I'll leave you with Doreen. I mean, I'll be here, but not on screen. So
okay, Adam. Thanks a lot for getting us started.
absolutely. All right, where? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Welcome. If you missed the first moment or two with Adam, my name is Doreen Foxwell, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Usually, every time that we are doing a class bi-monthly, with the exception of this past summer, I always have a theme in mind. This time, there were actually three themes combined into one because there was so much astrology happening and still is that I kind of looked at three different things. We'll see how much I can get through for you. One of the things was the eclipse. Woohoo! The other thing was the equinox, the fall, the welcome to fall, welcome to autumn equinox, and another thing that fell in was the start of Libra season. And actually, there was a fourth thing because it was International Peace Day and Peace Week all last week that I was celebrating with my classes. So we're going to see just how much we can, punch into it. But before we start, I want everybody to just take a moment, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus only on your breath for a moment. I'm going to talk about those three or four things for a moment before we start. And starting with an eclipse and how it affects your body. Eclipses kind of mirror back to us what needs to be seen. And it gives us a much, much greater awareness. It gives you an awareness of your ego that is trying to make you not feel so good sometimes. For some people, a lot of people I noticed this eclipse just were not feeling good enough. And yoga gives you the opportunity to rise up and help your energy, which we like to call, Adam talks about it a lot too, your kundalini energy rise up. So that's one of the benefits of yoga, poses and breaths and meditations. And I hope that you can get something out of that today in regards to that. The second thing I want to talk to you really briefly about before we start is the equinox. And the equinox looks at what is not in alignment. And it's very funny because in yoga, we're all about alignment, proper alignment. Have to be in proper alignment, otherwise you can get injured. And that's kind of how life is. If things are out of balance in your life and you're not in proper alignment right down the middle, let's say, and balancing and juggling home and juggling career or juggling family and juggling finances, it's going to knock something out of alignment. And that affects your body greatly and your chakras. So that's something we're going to hopefully address with some poses and breaths and meditations today. And lastly, about raising up your kundalini energy. One of the things I want to mention to you, which you might not know, I know Adam talks about your kundalini energy rising and going up in your spine and whatnot a lot of times with the wonderful breaths and meditations he does. One of the things I want you to do today as we are doing our yoga, if you start to get warm, if you start to get hot, if you feel like you're getting more energized, I want you to think about directing that energy to some part of your life that is not in alignment, some part of your life that is not balanced. Since you're doing the work with your poses and breaths under meditations or even chants, let's direct that somewhere. And so that you can do absolutely silently. And so we're going to start, just going to move something over for us for a moment. And we're going to start out being that we are now in Libra season and fall, which I scattered some leaves all around for that. And we're going to start out for Libras who need balance. That kind of is their thing. Libras are all about balance and fairness. So it's a perfect season to look at how do we balance our body? How do we balance our life? How do we balance our work, our family, our relationships, our friends? How do we balance that? First thing we're going to do is what was going on all last week and the world needs more of right now. And that is peace. This is a universal sign language for peace. If you do this in other countries and here, you should know that that means peace. We're going to hold up our fingers in this mudra. A mudra is when you use your hands, then you lock them in a position. You are going to inhale with me. Exhale and say peace. Inhale with me. Exhale and whisper peace. Inhale with me. Exhale and think peace. And this is the hardest one. Inhale with me. Exhale and feel peace. And this is something you can do anywhere, anytime, in your car, at work, at home, in bed, watching TV, whatever. Peace. It only takes 30 seconds, if even that, to do the peace breath. And do it as many times as you need, repeating it so that you start to feel peace come over you. And now, being that Libras are all about balance, we are going to start doing some balance poses. And that means we are going to stand up. A lot of balance poses are standing. There are some sitting and whatnot, but we're going to start standing up. And then we will come back down. So if you can stand up wherever you are taking this class today. Ooh, I cut my head off. Hold on. Let me not cut my head off. Sorry about that. I always have to realign this and readjust it when we're doing it. So sorry. But now you can see all of me. Yes. And we are going to go into what's called Tadasana in yoga, or mountain pose. Mountain pose is when your feet are a few inches apart and your hands are down at your sides, and you don't want to feel stiff. I might look and appear stiff, but I'm not. You just want to be nice and straight legs, straight arms, straight line all the way up. So as we stand in mountain pose, this is the pose that almost all yoga poses are based on, the alignment being in this pose. This is the alignment you want to feel. You want to have your shoulders back but relaxed, your hands at your sides but relaxed, your legs nice and straight but relaxed. Don't lock your knees. You want to breathe in, and if you want, you can continue to breathe in peace and breathe out peace. And while you stand in mountain pose, you're going to close your eyes to work on balance this way. Close your eyes in mountain pose and lift up your heels, or lean a little bit forward onto the balls of your feet. Now, it's harder to do with your eyes closed, so if you can't do that with your eyes closed, just open them. And come back down on your heels and then lift your toes up. And then you can close your eyes again. Or if you need to lift them open, leave them open. And once again, you're going to come forward. And you're going to drop back. And the last mountain pose that I actually prefer is raised arm mountain pose. That's when your arms come over your head and you're stretching and reaching all the way up to the sky, all the way up to the ceilings, fingertips all the way up. I know you can't see my fingertips. And bring those arms all the way down. Now, we're going to go into a little bit more challenging balance poses for you Libra season. Again, Libra, all about balance, balance in your body. If you have balance in your body, you should go over to having balance in your life, or vice versa. If you have balance in your life, you'll have balance in your body. In the yoga world, we kind of say if you've had an unbalanced week, you will not be able to do balance poses as well as you normally can. So we are going to start with what's called dancer pose. Now, dancer pose is a little challenging because you are balancing on one leg. You are holding the back of your foot, ankle. You have an arm coming forward, and you start to lean forward. If this is what we call impossible to do for some of you that have challenged balance skills, hold a wall or hold the back of a chair or a table, okay? And you don't have to do dancer pose very large. You just have to do a little bit reaching up for your dancer pose. And try one more time on the opposite side, because this is a perfect week, month, doing the Libra season of why we do left and right side, always right and left side, because it balances your whole body. You will always have one side better than the other. So those are your dancer poses. Now, let's go into what's called Warrior 3, where you bring your hands in front of you and you bring a foot behind you, who I'm crashing into my wall and Buddha behind me, and you lean forward. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to turn just a little bit so I don't crash into my wall behind me. And I'm going to bring my hands forward and foot back at the same time. That is balancing in Warrior 3. It looks very different than the other warrior poses, I know. If you know yoga, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, some of you might need to rest already. I can feel my Kundalini energy rising. And I'm coming back to you because I'm going to sit down now with us. We're going to all sit down. It is time for breath. It's very funny because I flipped how I usually do my classes. I usually start with breaths and go into poses. Today I decided to balance my brain that is so analytical on how I do things. And I decided to start with some poses and then the breath. So see, I'm even trying to do the balance thing. So what I want you to do first is I want you to take the top of your earlobes and just gently massage them. Gently massage them. Gently roll them. And gently play with your earlobes. And you can work your way up or around. And then gently tug on them. No stretching them out like Dumbo. My kids' classes like to stretch them out like Dumbo, the elephant, the Disney elephant, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And this balances your brain. Boy, do our brains need to get balanced sometimes. I know sometimes my brain hurts from doing a lot of office work. Sometimes being in the office is not so fun for a yogi, but that will help balance your brain. So if you have a lot of detailed work you have to do, or your kids have tests, or you have tests, whatever it might be, that's a good one to do. Now we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. I know that you've seen this and done this on Adam's channel and with me before, but let's balance the right and left side of our brain. Closing one nostril, you can use a thumb, kind of like this. Inhale your left nostril, close them both up. Exhale your right nostril. Inhale your right nostril, close them both up. Exhale your left nostril. Now, just to balance things, I like to switch my hands, and I like to inhale from the opposite side first. Inhale your right nostril, close both, exhale your left nostril. Inhale your left nostril, close both, exhale your right nostril. And this is meant to do longer than we're going to do today, only because I'm trying to go through more things where you can just keep hitting pause to work on each part, and then you can turn it back on to see me. That's one thing I love about replays. If you miss something, or you want to repeat it, or you want to work on something you're learning on it, you can just pause it and go back and continue. And so we're going to now talk about Libras for a moment. If you are a Libra sign, you have 2 parts or 3 parts of your body that may be affected. And even if you're not a Libra, when it's Libra season, there might be these parts of your body that are affected. And for Libras, that's your lower back, your kidneys, and your bottoms, your buttocks. So for a moment, we're going to do a couple things to help that part of your body, Libras, or being in Libra season, that out of nowhere, you might have back problems, or out of nowhere, you might have some kidney issues. Hopefully not. Don't want to put that forward. Not quite sure what kind of problems you could have with your bottom or your butt, but who knows? So let's do some squats. Squatting is one of the best things for that area. And you might not be able to squat like I am. You might have to put some things under your ankles, like a rolled up blanket or a bolster, to have your feet up on your toes. Or you might want to put a folded blanket under your knees. That's fine too. So we call that modifying things. So you might have to do that. And in your squat, you can kind of rotate a little bit if you want, or you can just stay right in your squat. Totally fine. For one that you might be more familiar with or more able to do, if we're working on this area during Libra season, is your cat-cow. Your cat-cow is when your hands are directly under your shoulders, your knees are hip distance apart. When you look down, you can see through your legs. When you look up towards the sky or ceiling, you inhale. Look down and see through your legs. Look up and inhale. One more. Look down and look up and inhale. And hopefully you could see, no, you probably couldn't, that you curl your spine and you drop your belly button. And you curl your spine and you drop your belly button. And if you have any knee issues, you can put extra padding under your knees, like that blanket you might have used when you were squatting. You could also put under your knees. Everything can be modified in yoga. So if you ever need to reach out to me or you want to comment on the video, I can always tell you a way to modify one of the things that we are doing. Now, there are so many beautiful qualities about Libras and Libra season. Some things that you may or may not be feeling that aren't your natural way to feel. You might take on the role of a peacemaker. You might be more diplomatic than you usually are. You might be more interested in having beautiful things around you, or beautiful people, or falling in love, because the Libra sign zodiac sign is ruled by the planet Venus. Venus is all about those things and more. Venus is also about money. Now, we're not going to even touch on money today. We're going to leave that out because I follow all of Adam's talks and whatnot and support it quietly sometimes, and I see everyone's concerns about money. So I'm going to just leave you with one thing in regards to that. Comes from Reiki for all you Reiki masters. Just for today, I will not worry. And that is my advice to you about money, gold, silver, Bitcoin, all of it. Just for today, I will not worry. So let's move on. We're going to leave the Libra part of today, and go into Virgos. Now, Virgos, you are the sign that our beautiful eclipse happened in. The new moon, the partial solar eclipse, happened in the sign of Virgo. Virgos like to analyze things. They're very orderly. Things have to be in a certain order. And so they're the type that I always say, that's the type you should hire for an office and staff person, is a Virgo. Be great for that. So with somebody like a Virgo and that new moon eclipse that happened, what happens is that energy goes out there that you'll feel. Look at your life right now as it was an eclipse and the equinox. What do you need to pay more attention to that needs to be, you need to analyze? What has to be reorganized? Do you need closets or drawers or things like that reorganized? Your car, who's guilty of having coffee cups and garbage all over the place and wrappers in their car? Okay, those kind of things a Virgo needs to have cleaned up and will clean up. And you might be feeling that need. And if you're not, you should take it on anyway to see how it feels to do that. Now, Virgos, your health concerns you might be feeling, even non-Virgos, during this past eclipse and equinox, was in the stomach and digestion. You might be feeling some problems in that area, in your intestines and your abdomen, which is kind of funny because boy, did I feel that on the day or in the weekend of the eclipse. I was joking around with Adam that how he always says to release the energy down through a tailpipe. And I was like, Adam, it was not a problem. I was releasing my energy down my tailpipe in a different way. So just know that it had to do a lot with the energy out there. And so hopefully you're starting to feel better. But in case you're not, we're going to do some things that aid digestion in that area of your body. And one of them is going to be twists. You see me sitting in easy pose like this for a little bit. I'm going to switch my leg in the front to just balance my body. And I'm going to have you all turn and twist and look behind you. As you're looking behind yourself, you're going to inhale and exhale 3 long breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And each breath, you can try to twist a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then whatever you do on the right, you have to do on the left. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And last one, twisting that way. Inhale and exhale. And that's one type of twist. There are so many twists. We're going to try one more where you have your leg straight in front of you. You're going to wrap your opposite arm around the opposite leg. Hand again down by the small of your back and have it on the mat behind you to help you balance. And twist again. Basically doing those 3 breaths in and 3 breaths out. And after you've done those 3 breaths, you must switch sides, do the same thing on the other side. Inhaling, exhaling, breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling, exhaling. Now, I want to talk to you for a moment about what happens to the Virgos. They drip perfection. Things need to be perfect. They have a very difficult time when things are not perfect. Very hard hard to be balanced if you expect perfection from everybody else, because that's just not how everybody operates. So it often will give a Virgo, and you might be feeling this energy of anxiety. And you can't figure it out why. So what helps anxiety? Well, yoga, of course, does. And I'm going to show you a breath, holding up 5 fingers. It's called, actually, I can't even remember what it's called. And I usually know this off the top of my head. So we'll show you. You're going to breathe in to the count of 5. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that breath if you can, and then exhale the whole time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to try the other side. As I count to 5, or you count to 5 using your fingers, you're going to inhale the whole time. I should have said that first. See, not perfect. Need some more Virgo qualities. Need my daughter around to tell me that stuff because she's a Virgo. Inhaling, breathing into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sometimes you feel like that when you've held it that long. If you can't do it to 5, do it to 3. Take 5. That's what it's called. Take 5. Take 5. Oh my goodness. Take 5. I need to take 5, but no, I can't because we have to keep going to get through into autumn, and then we'll be working on the last part of this energy that's all merging all at once. The last thing I want to say about Virgo. Virgo is all about being of service. They make great nurses. They are concerned about health. And so this is a great time. If you've been putting something off, something's not feeling right, you think something's off, this is the time you should get it checked out. Your health is very important. And during Virgo season, unexpected health issues might come out. So this is when you should really, be eating as clean as you can eat, and going to doctor appointments if you need to, or your holistic doctor, or whoever you might be using, integrative doctor. But also, our Virgos have the ability to be very grounded and very patient. And so if you have a Virgo in your life, you might want that to rub off on you sometimes. Things, how they say things, how they do things, how they handle so much stress and anxiety. So let's move on to the last part of this yoga class today for us. So we've kind of gone through the equinox energy and the fall energy and peace energy. So, oh no, we didn't go through fall yet. That's what we're going into now. Oh my gosh. Oh, the eclipse energy I meant. So we went through the eclipse, and now we're going into the equinox, and we had the 2 different signs, that one was in one sign, one was in the other. So for fall, or like many of you like to say, autumn, we are going to do a sun moon breath. We went through the day of the equinox. That was equal sun and equal moon last week. But that energy is still with us. Isn't it awesome that the fall equinox is coming in during the time of balance? Yes, no coincidences here. Let's do the sun moon breath. You can do it sitting or standing. I think I'm going to do it sitting. Inhaling to the sun, exhaling to the moon. Inhaling to the sun, exhaling to the moon. Inhaling all that wonderful energy of the sun. Imagine your energy is going up your spine. And before you release it, think about where in your life you want to release that Kundalini energy. Exhale to the moon. Now, to honor this, the equinox, and to also honor the eclipse, boy, I'm short a little brain cell tonight. We're going to go into crescent moon first. Crescent moon. You're going to stretch that back leg as far as you can. And for some of you, you won't be able to lift your hands up because you will fall over. I understand how our bodies are as we reach a certain age. The beauty of yoga is it helps your balance. We're going to bring our arms up in crescent moon. Join your hands if you'd like. Bring your fingers together, your pointers, and look up to that moon and then come back down. I like to stretch my front leg for a moment to give it an opposite stretch. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to do crescent moon, which is what it looked like if you could see the eclipse this time, this partial eclipse. Little slither, partially covering. Look up. And again, if you can't do it without holding onto the floor to keep your balance, definitely do that. I don't want any accidents happening as you're doing that. Very nice. Now, the other things that happen in fall, even by me here down in the South, in the Carolinas, the birds fly south. We even lose birds here. We do have some that stay here year round, but we do lose a lot of the birds, especially the hummingbirds. People love hummingbirds. I think that's such a favorite. We're going to do bird breath. Inhaling, sweeping your arms up, exhaling. Think of what bird you would want to be if you could fly south for the winter, unless you live in the South, or inhaling and you want to fly north, like I would love to do in the summer and stay north for a long time. But right now, we're going for us. This is the fall equinox that happened, autumn equinox, where the other sides of the world had their summer one, or spring, had their spring one. I even messed up my post this week saying some. But hey, again, not a Virgo, trying to do those details. Sometimes when you focus on too many things, like bosses have to focus on, or entrepreneurs, or when you have so much going on in your life, sometimes you mess up those details. It's okay. You need to just accept that and give yourself some grace. Now, one of the last things I want to do before we rest and come towards the end of this class, and I hope you didn't feel rushed in this class or that I was going too fast in this class for you. I hope you're feeling the Kundalini energy rising. Ooh, I feel it tingling in my head. But I also call that, when my head is tingling, I call that angel chills. So I feel like the angels are around for Adam's class, or coming forward for him for tonight's thing that he's doing at 7, where he's presenting the October forecast. I feel like they're visiting Adam and they're getting ready for you. So let's take a moment and close your eyes for a moment and breathe comfortably and sit comfortably, whatever that might be for you. And I want you to think about where that Kundalini energy that hopefully has risen in your body. Hopefully you have more energy than you did when we started. Hopefully you've gotten a little bit hot. Hopefully you can focus that Kundalini energy in your life, and you can place it where you will have balance in your life. For everybody, that's going to be something different, including myself. It might be more than one place that you need to direct this energy. Or the last thing you might want to do with that energy is you might want to send it into your own body or to somebody close to you or you know, to help heal. Virgo energy is all about healing energy. It's a great energy to work with. There's a healing mantra, a chant that you can do if you want to focus on something on your health or somebody close to you you might know, like I've dealt with this summer. Somebody close to home for me that has brought my attention elsewhere. If you can make a triangle with your hands, this is part of the healing mantra. You can put this in front of your third eye if you're sending it out to somebody. If you're not sending it out to somebody and you want to focus on a part of your body, you can do one of two things. You can place it there and focus that energy to go to that part of your body, or you can place it in front of your heart, halfway from the top chakras, halfway from the bottom chakras where they meet. Or if you're a very literal person, like a Virgo, you can put it where you might be having some health struggles. Let's say it was down in that lower abdomen area. You can put it down there. So I will let you choose, and the chant I will say a couple times for you. The first time I say it, I'm going to tell you what each part of it means, and then I will do it a little bit faster, and then you can continue to do it on your own if you would like. So the healing mantra I'm going to do, I'm sending out my Kundalini energy out for this person in my life who needs healing. And the first part of it, you simply chant Ra, Ra, for the sun energy, Ra, Ra. Then the second part, Ma, Ma, for the moon energy, Ma, Ma. Then you chant Da, Da, for the earth energy, Da, Da. And then Sa, Sa, for the infinite energy, Sa, Sa. And the very last part is, there's 4 words. Sa, say, so, hum. Infinity I am. Sa, say, so, hum. Infinity I am. So now I'm going to do it a little bit faster. I'm going to replace mine here at the third eye, and you can chant along with me without me defining what it means for you, or you can do it at your own pace. Rama da sa, sa se so hung. Rama da sa, sa se so hung. Rama da sa, sa se so hung. And so it is, and so it will be. Namaste. Before Adam comes back, which it should be any moment now, I want to just show you a picture I have had up in my house for years. This is for the message for everyone in the world right now. Don't hate, meditate. Shanti, 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 which means peace, or Om Shanti. And Adam, I'm ready for you if you're there.
I'm still here. I didn't go away. Let me find you.
I'm not going to have us in Shavasana today. Surprise.
Oh, that's okay. We can all do a Shavasana, on our own time at the end anyway. That's just like corpse pose, right? Similar, the same.
It's just corpse pose, laying down flat. I just wanted to change things up today to balance my own brain selfishly. And I think not everybody, is able to even lay flat on their back. It's a challenging thing for some folks.
This is true. Yeah. So that was great. Of course, I've been kind of busy doing things. And of course, I mean, I can always come back and do the class, being that it's for Librans. And I'm a Libra, born right on a day after the equinox, I should say. But that's still on the world axis. It's just a thing of 1.2 degrees Libra or something like that. Or
yes, in Western astrology.
In Western, yeah.
If
I'm
you do
for
Vedic,
Virgo in
Vedic.
Vedic, yeah.
I try to do things for our group in Western, because most people know Western in our group.
Yeah, it's a little, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's a little simpler, but not really. If you did dig your teeth into Western astrology, it's still very complex too.
Oh, yes, it absolutely is. But yes, I hope that anybody who watches it on demand or even watched it live, if you have any questions on anything, please reach out, because I know I put a lot more astrology facts into it today and stuff.
Yeah, we have had a few people live, so a couple of people have been commenting. And whether you're live or watching the video, there's Doreen's website for Children's School of Yoga if you want to contact her for any reason, maybe to find out about her programs, feel free. And
Thank you, Adam.
And thank you for your time and energy.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a very balanced fall season. I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful fall season, and that if you have anything going on with your health, that those class helped you as much as Adam's do, because I know Adam's such a great teacher to also focus on your health.
Thank you, and Ramadasa Sase Soham, everybody. And let's all heal and expand and grow and create harmony on this planet that we need so badly right now.
Absolutely. Namaste.
Namaste.